Learning a new language begins with curiosity. The first step is often sparked by the desire to connect with others. At the start, the language feels like an insurmountable wall. Simple greetings become the foundation of your learning. Every word learned opens a small door to understanding. You practice pronouncing unfamiliar sounds repeatedly. Listening becomes a crucial skill in the early stages. Mistakes become your constant companions and teachers. You start to recognize familiar phrases in conversations. The first time you respond correctly feels like a triumph. New words are added to your vocabulary daily. You realize how essential verbs are to form sentences. The rules of grammar seem confusing, but intriguing. Flashcards become a part of your daily routine. Watching TV shows in the language becomes a fun method. Your accent begins to shift with regular practice. Writing your first complete sentence brings immense pride. The thrill of understanding a native speaker's sentence motivates you. Cultural nuances add depth to your learning experience. Songs in the target language become your study companions. A language partner helps bring your lessons to life. You notice progress even in small achievements. Speaking in public for the first time feels nerve-wracking. Kind strangers encourage you when you make errors. Reading short stories becomes a manageable challenge. Slowly, your understanding of sentence structures grows. Patience becomes your greatest ally in the learning process. The joy of communicating in two languages becomes evident. Your growing vocabulary makes you feel empowered. The journey to fluency teaches perseverance. You begin to appreciate the beauty of the new language. Writing short paragraphs becomes your next big goal. Grammar drills feel tedious but necessary. Speaking with native speakers improves your fluency. Recording yourself helps track your pronunciation progress. Listening to podcasts enhances your comprehension skills. New idioms add color to your expressions. You laugh at your early mistakes with fondness. Confidence grows as you understand more conversations. Language becomes a bridge to new friendships. You face challenges with verb conjugations. Asking questions helps clarify confusing concepts. Celebrating small victories keeps you motivated. A consistent study schedule proves beneficial. Immersing yourself in the language accelerates your progress. Understanding cultural context enriches your vocabulary. Learning slang makes you feel more connected. You begin to think in the new language. Fear of mistakes starts to fade. Practicing daily becomes second nature. You enjoy translating your thoughts into the new language. Finding a supportive community boosts your confidence. Grammar exceptions become easier to remember over time. You start to understand jokes and humor in the language. Writing short stories feels like an accomplishment. Public speaking becomes less intimidating. Reading articles in the language feels rewarding. You discover new ways to express yourself. Communicating fluently becomes a reachable goal. Native speakers compliment your progress. The fear of forgetting words diminishes with practice. You develop your unique learning techniques. Shadowing native speakers helps refine your accent. Watching movies without subtitles becomes a fun test. Learning formal and informal phrases widens your skill set. Your perseverance inspires others to learn. Struggling with specific sounds sharpens your focus. You notice similarities between your native and new language. Traveling to a country where the language is spoken excites you. Your ability to express emotions in the language grows. Understanding regional dialects becomes an exciting challenge. Reading novels in the language deepens your understanding. Writing essays tests your grammar and creativity. Learning proverbs connects you to cultural wisdom. Practicing with children builds patience and creativity. Cooking recipes in the language combines fun and learning. Joining forums or groups enhances your conversational skills. Recognizing patterns in the language simplifies learning. Celebrating milestones keeps you energized. Correcting yourself becomes less embarrassing. You gain confidence in making language-based jokes. Describing your day in the language becomes habitual. Sharing your journey inspires others. Taking language exams becomes a feasible goal. Complex sentence structures no longer intimidate you. You develop an ear for subtle pronunciation differences. Reflecting on your progress fills you with pride. Engaging with locals during travels feels natural. Understanding fast speech challenges, but excites you. Explaining concepts in the language shows your growth. Engaging with literature expands your vocabulary. Solving puzzles in the language is both fun and educational. Watching debates sharpens your listening skills. Talking about abstract topics boosts your confidence. Journaling in the language enhances your expression. Listening to radio shows strengthens your comprehension. Attending language workshops expands your perspective. Making friends who speak the language feels enriching. Laughing at shared cultural jokes becomes a joy. Using the language to help others feels fulfilling. You realize language learning is a lifelong process. Practicing storytelling in the language boosts creativity. Using the language in daily tasks becomes second nature. Social media exposes you to informal and modern phrases. Learning synonyms enriches your vocabulary. Comparing linguistic structures deepens your understanding. Finding humor in mistakes makes learning enjoyable. Describing memories in the language strengthens emotional connection. Translating poetry becomes a delightful challenge. Celebrating fluency milestones inspires continued effort. Reading news articles sharpens your comprehension. Asking for feedback improves your pronunciation. Your confidence grows with every successful conversation. Listening to audiobooks expands your language horizons. Group discussions challenge your fluency. Practicing role plays enhances real-life communication. Debating opinions sharpens your critical thinking. Writing letters to friends in the language feels rewarding. Recognizing idiomatic expressions showcases your growth. Sharing stories in the language boosts your fluency. Immersing in local traditions teaches cultural context. Participating in language challenges keeps you motivated. Creating language flashcards enhances memory. Understanding humor in the language feels like a breakthrough. Learning prefixes and suffixes simplifies vocabulary building. Reading subtitles helps with pronunciation. Describing places builds practical vocabulary. Watching documentaries expands your formal language skills. Translating simple sentences strengthens grammar understanding. Writing dialogue improves conversational tone. Building a language habit transforms your mindset. You recognize the beauty of diversity through language. Sharing language resources benefits others. Listening actively enhances your fluency. Writing opinion pieces in the language boosts creativity. You feel pride in your dedication to the process. Finding your unique style of speaking boosts confidence. The language opens doors to global opportunities. Preparing presentations challenges your fluency. Engaging with cultural events solidifies your learning. Your ability to describe emotions grows exponentially. Practicing with different accents refines your ear. Recognizing linguistic shortcuts makes conversations smoother. Writing formal emails improves your professionalism. You notice progress when helping others learn. Reading bilingual books highlights your improvement. Participating in forums fosters new connections. Describing abstract concepts tests your vocabulary. Teaching the language reinforces your knowledge. Understanding metaphors broadens your cultural awareness. Repeating tongue twisters strengthens your pronunciation. Listening to interviews sharpens real-life understanding. Narrating your day enhances fluency. Using flashcard apps keeps your vocabulary fresh. Your confidence soars as you discuss complex topics. Analyzing songs teaches poetic expressions. Talking with elders reveals wisdom in the language. Engaging with diverse speakers enriches your learning. Memorizing proverbs deepens cultural insights. Correcting missteps becomes an opportunity for growth. Writing reviews in the language builds critical thinking. Sharing travel experiences tests descriptive skills. Watching live events in the language inspires excitement. Explaining concepts to beginners cements your knowledge. Creating flashcards for tricky grammar points simplifies learning. Discussing your passions builds authentic conversations. Exploring regional slang enhances your understanding. Practicing mock interviews sharpens your formal tone. Writing journal entries in the language enhances creativity. Engaging with theater performances enriches your perspective. Practicing job-specific language widens career opportunities. Discussing current events strengthens analytical skills. Reading academic articles improves formal fluency. Celebrating cultural holidays strengthens cultural connections. Translating personal stories sharpens emotional vocabulary. Writing blogs in the language shares your journey. Making multilingual friends widens your worldview. Engaging in debates tests your argumentative skills. Analyzing film scripts teaches storytelling techniques. Describing your hobbies expands personal expression. Writing short poems strengthens creative expression. Sharing personal anecdotes builds authentic communication. Joining online courses introduces specialized vocabulary. Watching sports commentary refines listening skills. Discussing food and recipes enriches vocabulary. Writing formal essays enhances structured thinking. You notice your thoughts naturally form in the new language. Narrating fictional stories improves storytelling. Engaging with cultural legends deepens understanding. Watching live debates sharpens your response skills. Exploring ancient literature expands historical knowledge. Writing business proposals strengthens professional fluency. Reading scripts aloud sharpens delivery. Exploring regional dialects diversifies your vocabulary. Teaching language idioms builds connections. Translating quotes improves concise thinking. Discussing ethics challenges your abstract reasoning. Practicing technical language supports career growth. Reflecting on your journey fills you with pride. Speaking the language fluently brings a deep sense of accomplishment.